Over the past 4 years that I've been using Rocketbook products, one of the most consistent user requests I've seen is for larger notebooks or the ability to buy more of the company's reusable synthetic paper to add to existing notebooks. A fair request considering that the letter-sized Rocketbook Core and Flip notebooks top out at 16 double-sided sheets of paper, which may not be enough if you're a busy student taking notes with no time to scan, erase, and reuse your notebook on the go. But in true Rocketbook fashion, the company has listened and responded with 2 new products, the multi-subject notebook and filler paper, both of which were sent to me earlier this month and that I want to compare in this video so you know which, if either, is best for you. Let's get started. At their core, both the multi-subject notebook and the filler paper use Rocketbook's synthetic polyester composite pages, which work with the Rocketbook app to provide an expedited way to write, scan, store, erase, and reuse the pages when combined with Pilot's friction line of water-soluble, erasable pens. For more information on how this system works, as well as some tips and tricks, check out my Everything Rocketbook playlist. At first glance, the multi-subject notebook is, well, a supersized version of the lined, letter-sized Rocketbook Core, while the filler paper is just that, reusable, loose-leaf Rocketbook paper for a 3-ring binder. But there is a little more to them. From a cost perspective, the multi-subject notebook is slightly better, offering 35 sheets for $44 or $1.26 per sheet, while the filler paper is sold in either 18-sheet starter packs for $25 or 10-sheet expansion packs for $15, yielding a cost per page of either $1.39 or $1.50. It's probably also worth noting here that the filler paper expansion pack doesn't include the Rocketbook microfiber cloth or the 0.7mm friction pen, which comes with the starter pack and the multi-subject notebook. Regardless of which option you choose though, all pages are double-sided to provide the most note-taking real estate possible, and both the notebook and the loose-leaf options are better value than the letter-sized Core and Flip notebooks, which offer 16 sheets for $34 or a price per page of $2.13. Another thing to keep in mind is that the multi-subject notebook and the filler paper are currently only available in 8.5 by 11-inch letter-sized sheets, while many of Rocketbook's other products are available in smaller executive sizes. This is understandable given that these products exist to offer as much space for notes as possible, but it would be nice to see them available in executive size. There are a few other noteworthy similarities between the multi-subject notebook and the filler paper too. All pages feature the standard Rocketbook black border to enhance page boundary recognition regardless of where you scan your notes, as well as Rocketbook's relatively new Smart Title and Date block, which works with the Rocketbook app's optical character recognition to automatically title your digital backups based on what you write in the title section. Moving to the bottom of the page, we see the new, smaller QR code and 7 square destination icons, which together direct your notes to the cloud storage location of your choice, depending on which icon is crossed off. It's worth noting here that the filler paper footer also includes the Smart Tags block, where you can write out a tag that gets applied to your notes' digital backup during the scanning process, adding a layer of organization. Having made a whole video about this feature and its uses, I'm surprised that it wasn't included in the multi-subject notebook because it would be very useful for tagging school notes by subject or class code. Having said this, the multi-subject notebook does have its own virtues, including the fact that the paper is compactly bound by a plastic coil within the flexible front and back covers that are common to many Rocketbook notebooks, and which are available in 6 colors, though it's worth noting that over time these do show scratches and wear. Compared to the Core notebook, we see that the multi-subject coil has been enlarged to accommodate more pages and is filled more, which significantly reduces the palm interference experience when writing near the coil. This has been a constant issue for Rocketbook's slimmer side-bound plastic coil notebooks, so I'm glad to see it isn't a problem with the multi-subject notebook. The degree to which this would be a problem for the loose-leaf paper will vary depending on how you choose to bind it. My preference is to store it in a slim, half-inch Staples Better binder, but then take the pages out of the binder whenever writing so that there's no chance for interference. Importantly, This also allows you to set each page aside when finished so that the ink can dry rather than smudge while you continue writing on another page. This is exceedingly simple, but has huge implications if you're racing to keep up with note-taking in class. But keep in mind that you may need to purchase a binder or folio in addition to the filler paper, whereas the multi-subject notebook's covers are included. Or perhaps take the filler paper to a print shop and have them cut it to be added to an existing Rocketbook coil notebook. It's also important to consider what page patterns you need. Currently, the multi-subject notebook is only available with Rocketbook standard college-ruled line pages. These are my preference for general note-taking, but the filler paper can be purchased in additional patterns, including the graph paper that's found within the Rocketbook matrix, as well as the multifunctional dot grid paper, which is great for design work, or wide-ruled line paper. As the name implies, the wide-ruled paper has a thicker separation between the lines of 8.7 millimeters, whereas the college-ruled line separation is 7.1 millimeters. To accommodate your preference, the filler paper 18-page starter packs come in bundles of either all college-ruled or all wide-ruled, or in a mix pack that has 6 dot grid pages, 6 graph pages, and 6 of either college or wide-ruled paper. Alternatively, the filler paper expansion packs have 10 pages of any one of these styles. My preference would be for a mixed college-ruled starter pack so that I get a few dot grid and graph pages, as well as a college-ruled expansion pack to ensure that I have plenty of paper for note-taking. One potential advantage to the multi-subject notebook is the inclusion of 4 tabbed page dividers. You could purchase some generic dividers for a filler paper binder, but these are included within the multi-subject notebook and are specially crafted out of a thinner version of the notebook cover material to snap directly into the sidebound plastic coil. In my experience, these work pretty well, dividing the multi-subject notebook into 5 sections with tabs along the top half of the notebook length. But I found them somewhat challenging to snap into position, and I worry about potentially overbending the small anchors, so be gentle with them if you're going to be taking them in and out of position often. It's also worth noting that the friction ink easily smudges and wipes off of the tabs, even once dried, so if you want to label them, you'll have to try alternative inks or stickers. Having said that, once in place, they are an excellent low-profile way to divide up the many pages of the multi-subject notebook. Overall, after trying out both the filler paper and the multi-subject notebook for the past few weeks, I think each has its merit and goes a long way to allowing Rocketbook users to take more extensive notes. The multi-subject notebook has a very compact design, but is filled with so many pages, which nearly eliminates palm interference. Alternatively, the filler paper is exceptionally versatile, offering more page pattern options, smart tag compatibility, and the ability to set notes aside to dry and avoid smudging when you're in a rush. Personally, my preference is for the filler paper because I like using dot grid pages for my design work, and they allow me to personalize my Rocketbook experience a little more by mixing and matching page patterns. But which do you prefer? Let me know using the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, please hit the like button, consider subscribing, and I'll see you next time.